its numerous technological wonders, and their easily recognizable food, these are some of the things that might cross your mind when you think of Japan. Today, we're looking into the heart of this magnificent country in Asia. What else am I talking about other than Tokyo? Hello, fellow travelers. Welcome to Trip Buddy Budget Adventures. I'm going to share with you everything you need to know when traveling to Tokyo, whether it's when to schedule your flights, the highly suggested lodging, and where to stay in this captivating city today. If you're apprehensive because you haven't gone around this bustling city yet, don't worry, because today's video will be a first-timer's travel guide to Tokyo, Japan. I'm sure you're excited to find out all about the guide, but before we get into the nitty-gritty details, let me ask you an important question first. What do you mostly look forward to when you get to Japan? I want to know what you'll get down to business first when you get there. I know it can be a little nerve-wracking to travel to a strange and exciting location like Tokyo, especially if it's your first trip. It's normal to be wary of entering an unfamiliar situation. But don't worry, there's no reason to be alarmed. Japan is first and foremost renowned for its outstanding hospitality. Despite the language barrier, everyone there is friendly, open, and always willing to provide a helping hand. Tokyo's enthusiasm could appear somewhat overwhelming if it's your first trip. It can be difficult to take it all in, from the famed Shibuya crossing, the busy streets, and the neon lights. The trick is to discover pockets of peace and zen-like moments within this colorful chaos. And I'm here to help you navigate through all that. Tip number 1, book your tickets in advance. First and foremost, making reservations in advance is usually a wise choice. If you know the exact dates you want to travel, attempt to book your flight 3 to 6 months in advance. This increases your opportunity to find fantastic bargains and book your top flight choices. Think about the time of year you'll be there. There are many seasons in Tokyo, and flight costs may change accordingly. Due to the cherry blossoms and vibrant foliage, spring and autumn are popular seasons. If you plan to visit during these dates, make your reservations even sooner to get the lowest rates. Tip number 2, fly on days with low demand. Let's now discuss booking strategy. Be flexible with your trip dates to discover the best deals. Flying during the week, especially on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, can frequently result in significant yen savings. Avoid traveling on days with high demand, such as weekends and public holidays, because the prices will be higher. Tip number 3, always be notified of deals and promos. And this is something important that I always do to save money when it comes to booking my flights. I keep up with the times with fare alerts. You may set up notifications for particular routes and dates on a wide variety of apps and websites. This will enable you to take advantage of price reductions by being the first to learn about them. I know it's going the extra mile, but it's definitely worth it to get the cheapest option out there. And if you're not tech savvy, don't worry. These apps usually have a helpful guide on your first time of using it, and their user interface doesn't take a genius to get used to it. Tip number 4, choose the season of your trip wisely. Personally, I'm torn between getting the cheapest flights or getting a great experience, but I'll be leaving that decision up to you. But take note of these seasons to watch out for. Flights are in high demand during the summer, around the holidays, and of course during the cherry blossom season in late March and early April. If we look at the entire year, the cheapest month to visit Japan is November, and the most costly month is August. Getting that ticket to Tokyo is never easy. It's going to take a lot of patience and planning. How about we take a short breather and let us know if you have any specific locations in Tokyo you want to visit. The perfect location is crucial. Consider your lodging options in Tokyo. Every neighborhood has a distinct personality. Asakusa or Ueno are good options if you want a more traditional experience. Shinjuku and Shibuya are excellent choices if you want it to be modern and energetic. Find the area that best fits your interests and activities by doing some research on the communities. Tip number 5, lodgings are also an important part of the trip. Of course, would I be your personal trip buddy if I don't get into the specifics? I came up with my own list of hotels and lodgings that would accommodate you with quality service, even at low prices. Starting off, we have the KQX Inn Akihabara, which is conveniently located in the heart of Tokyo and offers free Wi-Fi access throughout the building and a continental breakfast. A 24-hour front desk and luggage storage are available at this 3-star hotel. The distance between the hotel and Akihabara Convention Hall is 600 meters, while it's 500 meters away from the Akihabara Park. A flat-screen TV is provided in each hotel room. A private bathroom with a bidet, complimentary toiletries, and a hairdryer is included in each room. The price of this squeaky clean and convenient hotel? A staggering $35 to $53 if you book it online. What a sweet deal, am I right? There's also the Wise Owl Hostels River Tokyo. This hostel is conveniently located in the Sumida Ward neighborhood of Tokyo. If you're more of an adventurer and really want to get deep into the culture of Japan, the hostel is near museums and shrines. But if you also want to experience the raging nightlife of this bustling city, they also have a bar right inside the hostel. Prices range from $35 to $60 when booked online. Next on the list is Hotel My Stays, Asakusabashi. This hotel is only a few minutes away from the Asakusabashi train station. Of course, each room has a private bathroom and a television of its own. Both the foyer and the rooms have free Wi-Fi. On the ground floor is a convenience store to meet all of your needs. You can book a room here for as low as $65 a night. Tip number 6. Book an accommodation near a train station. If you really want to get around easily in Tokyo, better book your stay in a hotel like this. Lodgings that are closer to the subway stations makes everything much easier. I know I was grateful when I stayed near a train station. Plus, the transportation system in Japan is their pride and joy. You should definitely experience it, however trivial it may be. Tip number 7. Prioritize the essentials that will make your trip easier. You can enter Tokyo through 2 main airports, Haneda and Narita. Haneda is a great option because it is closer and more practical. However, if you're traveling internationally, it's likely that your flight will land in Narita, a cutting-edge airport that can provide for all of your needs while you're in Japan. You'll enter the arrivals hall in Narita after quickly clearing immigration and customs. Despite the fact that it can get busy, the airport is not as chaotic as others. You can purchase JR and Kaisei line train tickets right in front of you, which is a smart choice because the waits below are frequently longer. What's best? There is no need to deal with Japanese cash because you can use your credit card. Just be aware that you cannot use this shop to exchange passes for Japan Rail passes. But wait, there's more. There are 7-Eleven and ATMs nearby if you look around. These are the places to go to get some Japanese yen, and the machines are there to accept the majority of foreign credit cards. They bear the name 7 Bank, and it is obvious that they support several global currency networks. Additionally, if you don't speak Japanese well, don't fret. English instructions are readily available. Tip number 8. Don't get hasty with your trip. Here's another piece of advice when traveling. Consider staying the night close to the airport and continuing your adventure the following day if you arrive at Narita after 3 p.m., or any airport really, and are planning to go somewhere else. I promise it's worthwhile. I once arrived at the airport and immediately made the decision to continue on to my journey. But by the time I arrived at my destination, I was completely worn out from the long travel and dealing with jet lag. Lesson learned. Don't travel around more when you're already jet-lagged, people. Tip number 9. Know the apps that will be useful for the trip. What are our phones for, if not to make life easier? Let's speak about Google Lens while we get on the subject of tech-savvy advice. It's a game changer. It is far simpler to hold your phone up to a menu and have it instantaneously translated than it is to navigate a menu in a different language. When attempting to figure out what to eat, it really comes in handy. Tip number 10. Learn the basics of their language. And finally, before I took off for Tokyo, I kept these 3 key phrases in mind. Sumimasen, Japanese for excuse me or sorry. Daijobu for it's okay or I'm fine. And arigato for thank you. They're kind of like your secret code to being courteous in almost every circumstance. I wasn't pressured to be fluent in Japanese before I went there because I'm not planning to be a local there, but there's no harm in being kind to the locals. So there you have it, some useful advice for first-time visitors to Tokyo on how to get around like a local. Please remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you found these nuggets of knowledge helpful. Have a safe trip and make the most of your trip to Tokyo.